Okay, as your videos come to an end, go back to your new web. You're starting a new web. Put your new information in your new web. I can only give you another minute to finish up your webs. Stay focused. Okay, pencils down. Here's the next set of directions. I'm working you guys hard today, huh? Here's the next set of directions. We're going to go back to our leaders. Listen before anybody moves. You're going to notice that you now have another sheet of chart paper up that says Republicans or Democrats 2. So now each one of the mini groups, 1, 2, or 3, you have new information. We want to see if any of that new information breaks into your top 5. So is any of the information that you have now more important than your original top 5? And if so, I need you to make some changes. So you need to come together again and come up with a brand new top 5. Now listen, you've already done this once, so you should be a little bit more organized as to how to get your top 5 organized. So I'm only going to give you 3 minutes to come up with your next top 5. Move and go.
Each year we use $150 million. The sun's getting so warmer. Maybe we'll be up to it. Each year $120 coming from natural disasters I'm not calling out right now. Sarah, for number 2, put natural disasters. Yeah, natural disasters caused by sea level because it is so. We have a top 8.
I need a top 5, so you have to prioritize.
I call health problems. No, you did health problems, then you read about health problems. You didn't. We did do. I don't know. Then you read about health problems. I'm gonna do me and Mike are doing 4.
Nope, we don't need extras, just top 5.
Yes, 5. Cause out the extras.
Okay, stop and listen. Stop and stay right where you are. Stay right where you are.
Who's the one that said we can do it?
Here's the next thing you need to do. Group leaders, with your packet only. You're going to see the next page says final letter to Congress. Working together and only the group leader writing down what you're saying. So the group leader needs to sit down. And she needs to write with a pen or a pencil. And you need to gather around her. You are now going to take your top 5 points and fit it into the template of the letter. You can start. I'm going to give you 5 minutes for this. Yes.
It's coming from
Remember, your goal is to persuade all of Congress.
Okay, come on, give me another.
Remember, you're being persuasive and you're providing evidence.
But only 50%. Is that the only disease?
Okay, you should almost be on your last point.
Because
Select who is going to be your representative. Select your representative.
I'll do it. Don't read it.
Return to your seats. Return to your seats. So I'm going to ask you a few questions before we go on. Do you see how difficult it is to work as Congress? Was it easy to come to decisions about your top 5? Or was there a lot of voices chiming in? A lot of voices, so it was hard to prioritize. So Congress has the same problem. And you'll know, if you go through and look at history, Congress struggles with decisions on certain topics just because of the same thing you just struggled with. They can't come up with their top 5. They don't know who's right. They don't know where all the information is coming from, and they don't know how to prove what information is factual or not. Close your lids. Now, you are all representatives of your party. However, what I'm going to ask you to do at this point is I'm going to ask the spokesperson for your group to stand and read your point of view from the information that you gathered today. Everyone listens to it as a whole Congress. Then what I want you to do, after you have both sides, you vote as a Congress as to whose side was more persuasive and whose side Congress should go with. But remember, you still have a party, but your personal views or your state, who you represent, may have another interest. So keep that in mind when you vote, just as Congress does. Are you ready? Can we hear from the Republican spokesperson first, please?
The most important thing we believe you should know about global warming is CO2 is coming from global warming and is helping the Earth. The evidence we provide you for this comes from the expert Ms. Chang. Secondly, you should know that global warming is keeping the planets alive. This fact comes from scientists' research. Thirdly, you need to be aware of more deaths in Europe are caused by cold and not heat. This can be proven from collection of data over the years. Did you know that the Earth is not the only planet warming up? We learned this from astronomers' research on the planets. Finally, the administrator of NASA said that global warming was no big deal, as told to us by the administrator of NASA. As you see by the information presented, we feel that you should vote in the favor of the Republican Party as it relates to the topic of global warming. Thank you, the Republicans.
Good job.
The most important thing we believe you should know about global warming is carbon dioxide is thickening our atmosphere, causing health problems, natural disasters, and temperature rising. The evidence we provide you for this comes from temperatures will rise to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. If this keeps up, this will cause more carbon dioxide, which will make global warming worse. Secondly, you should know we're running out of resources because of natural disasters. This fact comes from the sea levels are rising, causing floods, which ruin supplies that we need to survive. Thirdly, you need to be aware of health problems. Health problems are caused by global warming. This can be proven from that